In Marathwada, people mostly know about the Ellora caves or Ajanta caves. But apart from these two caves, there are more than 50 ancient temples as well as some 10 cave temples in scattered in various regions. So I am exploring these
Oh, okay.
temples currently, and in fact, I am also working on doing PhD in Indology on the same subject on the Indian temples. So yeah, it will take some time, but I hopefully soon I will have PhD in this topic.
Oh, actual PhD, like actual
Yeah,
academic PhD.
actual
Wow, what
academic
are you
PhD.
saying?
Yeah, I'm trying for it. I have just applied for it. I haven't yet decided
Mhm.
the research topic, but hopefully
Mm.
soon it will work out.
So you've done an MA or something already, is it?
No, I have done post graduation in MBA in HR, so that's
Okay.
totally different field. But
Yeah.
I'm currently doing MA in Indology. So after MA, I will have to go
Oh,
for PhD. So it will be a duration of 4 to 5 years mostly.
wow, wonderful. So where are you doing your MA? In distance learning, or you have a local
Distance
university?
learning. Yeah, I'm doing it through distance learning.
Wow, that's really great. It's so nice to
Yeah.
know. So best of luck with your MA.
Thank you.
So if I guess at
Thank you.
some point of time you may have done your research online also. So do you have any suggestions, like if other people are visiting the temple and they want to understand more, where do you think they should go to
Uh,
understand?
there are there are not many resources online available.
Mhm.
Wikipedia is the only resourceful part that we know. But even
Mhm.
on Wikipedia, there is a lot of wrong information provided.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
mostly, yeah, I mostly go through refer different books for study, especially the books published from Archaeological Survey of India or the books published by various
Mhm.
museums. The Indian Museum in Kolkata has published some books. The National Museum at Delhi has published some books. Even Chhatrapati Shivaji Museum in Mumbai has published some books that provide detailed information about different temple architecture, different sculptures. So I mostly refer these books rather than going online for information.
Yeah, makes sense.
In
And yeah, it's a
Yeah,
good tip. Mm.
yeah.
Go ahead. What were you saying?
I was saying when you search for information on online on internet, there is a lot of propaganda created around this temple, false propaganda or some religious propaganda. So it's not always advisable to go for that information. That's what I was saying.
Okay. And you are saying that this channel that you created was like a impetus for you to actually do the MA in Indology and to go further studying, is it? It actually, I think that's what you mentioned, right? That the channel helped you
Right.
go deeper into the topic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's making a lot of sense to me because, I have experienced the same thing. Once I start writing about spirituality, inevitably there is somebody else who comment something or something. Or like these, when I'm talking, now I've started this video chat channel. So all of a sudden, I get to know so much more information. It helps me expand my knowledge. So I really relate with what you're saying. It really allows us to go much deeper into the topic and stuff. So
Yeah, I remember there was one post shared by you on Instagram. It was about
okay.
Yaksha, the
Yeah, I know.
sculpture with large belly, and then
You had
we had a
replied to it.
detailed discussion about what it is. Yeah,
And that's what I think I came to know also. I don't know when exactly I knew because you weren't really promoting that channel on your personal as far as I know. And then all of a sudden we had a discussion or something and we figured out that, okay, you actually have a really interesting channel going. We have common interests
yeah,
that way.
yeah.
Like, you're learning all this Indology stuff and also
Hmm.
what does it cover? Is it all about architecture, history? Does it include stuff like I don't know, spiritual angle of things like how the consecrations take place, for example, what are the rituals involved with the temple, which yogis and all came and
Yeah.
meditated there, stuff like that.
No, it mostly covers the cultural part, how culture developed, how different rituals developed. It doesn't talk much about the spirituality or the myths associated with the temples or myth associated with the places. It
Mhm.
mostly covers based on evidences, based on what you say, based on different literature that is available, based on the inscriptions that are available at different temples. So that's mostly the part that is being covered.
But even a lot of the inscriptions do talk about, like, for example, I remember I going to this very ancient temple in Chennai. It's at Tiruvotriyur. And they had an inscription saying this is consecrated by Adi Shankaracharya, for example. Or, for example, a lot of temples have this inscription which says there's a Jeev Samadhi here, which means that yogi went underground and it got covered and something like that, So those are also inscriptions and all only. So does it include that stuff?
Yeah, it includes that stuff. In fact, most of the inscriptions all over India are about the donations given by different kings for that temple. So that is the most primary part of most of the inscriptions. And apart from that, many inscriptions talk about some wars that happen around that temple, or some great, what you can say yogi or some great saint that lived in that temple, and to visit him and gifted him something. Even that is mentioned. So most of the times, these parts also are covered as part of evidences. But what we mostly study from those inscriptions is different villages that were around in that region at that time. So we can from that we can know about different villages, or how old a particular village is, how ancient a particular village is, how ancient a particular temple is. That we can get to know from those inscriptions.
Yeah, and I think one of the things you all may be learning is the social impact of the temple, right? Because especially in ancient India, the temple was a huge place, like very impactful place in that entire area, in terms of social culture, even economics.
Yeah, the temple was a full what you can say ecosystem in itself.
Yeah,
it was just not related to spiritual part. In fact, spiritual part was a very small part what a temple was doing. There were financial aspects, there were social aspects, there were educational aspects. Mostly most of the temples work as an education place as well, a teaching place, and it wasn't related to a particular religion. It wasn't limited to a particular religion. All religions were welcome. There are many places where rooms are built up for the businessmen or the travelers that are passing through that area. So there in many temples even today we can see such rooms available, where one can just come and stay for free, especially in southern India, in Karnataka part. Yeah.
What do you